Your old identity is keeping you stuck. If you feel like you're getting this call, something is calling you, and you feel like, oh, what is it? But it feels old and it feels like something that is not you already, this is keeping you stuck because you are transforming. You're becoming somebody completely new. And I know it can be hard to accept it. At least this is what's happening to me. I felt like the call that I have through the music by being a singer and creating my own music is it was like the door for something new. It was a doorway for me to be somewhere new. And when I became more like an entrepreneurial and my husband and I own a business and I had to be the coach of our employees, manage employees, being a manager, learning a lot of entrepreneurial things that I had no idea about. All of this became my new identity. But at the same time, I felt like I was healing so much, changing so much that I felt like I could approach the music career again in a different way. And the whole reason I wanted to do this is because I felt like maybe being an entrepreneur wasn't being creative. But it is. And I actually have a very weird combination of creativity with entrepreneurial, but also serving, contributing, and creating products and other things that have to do with our business, right? And so now I know how to combine the both of them with it because I always saw myself like an artist. But as an artist, I was completely broke. And this is something that my husband and I went through for a long time. We were so broke. I was busking, singing in downtown, in every downtown that my husband and I will move to because we moved to so many places. But it was really cool because I will brag that I will make $70 an hour or things like that. But it wasn't stable. Like I didn't have a paycheck to live with. And sometimes I didn't have a lot of energy to stay 4 hours out there singing. But it did build something huge in me, stamina, it everything that you go through in life, it prepares you to the identity that you're going to become. And as time passes and you're allowed to live in this life for longer, you have to accept that you're going to be changing and transforming. And this is something that it took me so long to understand. So instead of answering to the old calls, I stopped to tune in to my new identity. And I said, what is like a very creative way for me to work and approach my new business. And there's so many ways to approach life in a creative way. You can create a great onboarding. How do you want employees that just joined the company to feel when they join for the first time? Do they feel like they have clarity? Do they feel like they are part of it? Did we send them merch? Did we talk to them, gave them a first clear task to work on? Did we give them expectations of what our goals are, where we're going, what are we creating? And that actually excited me. Creating an onboarding excited me. And my journals had changed the game for everything. I've been creating on my journal so much stuff. I created the onboarding, the new onboarding. I created habit trackers for me and my husband, and now he's using it. And every time we see something that is written in red, because we're like, okay, so we didn't do the phone calls today. Okay, so we didn't do the 3 videos that we promised that we were going to make. It's good that all of these things happen. Sometimes you feel like you're not doing your best or you're not living to your full potential. But it's good that this happens because you get to see now, okay, so I haven't done this. This is in red, this is in green. And so make it easier for you to keep up with what you're doing. Step into this new identity. And something that I noticed that when you're young, your parents do everything for you, right? You are not financially independent. You don't know who you are. You don't know what you want to pursue. And this can last for a long time. Well, now, like close to your late 20s and early 30s, I'm noticing that you have to be all of those things for yourself. You have to be your own mother, your own father, if possible. You have to be your own manager and accountant and stuff. And so when I use my journals, sometimes I'm being my own boss and saying, all right, Tammy, I'm going to do a brain dump and I want you to do this whole week. This is what I want you to work on. Then I have to manage all of these things and schedule them. Thankfully, now you can use AI, Gemini, and hook it to your calendar and tell it what you want. Give it a ton of details and it will do a really good job. Sometimes I used to be a little bit lazy where I would think, I don't really want to be scheduling all of these things. There's so much that I don't want to do. So now things have become way easier. So there's so many ways that you can be creative if you are in a transitioning, if you come from a very artistic side and you want to be entrepreneurial. Like look at Walt Disney. He created a very creative part of what he was envisioning into a very entrepreneurial empire. He created an empire. And same with many other examples. So you have a calling, listen to this calling and trust the process. This is what I'm noticing. If you trust the process, you'll know that little by little you'll be shaped in the way that you expect, but throughout the shaping, you're going to see different things. Like if you're moving like this, you're going to have a different view, a different angle of life. And if you go this way, the same thing. But if you go straight, you're like, oh, yeah, that's where I'm going. I know that it's going to be like that. But sometimes you're going to have different roads with different angles, different visions. And so you're not sure. And you're like, oh, no, no, this is not what I want. But there's something about that that is supposed to be for you as well. But you're focusing on different things. And it's like, no, 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 it's not fully this vision. There's more. But right now we're here. So we're about to turn. You see, life is like that. Life has up and downs, life has changes. We're always transforming. It's just like how things that were for a first grade is no longer for somebody who's 40 years old, or else something will be wrong if a 40 years old is in first grade, right? So we all graduate from first grade. When I was young, also, I was so excited to be on third grade, fourth grade, and things like that. And so now it's like maybe it's not as structured as we think, especially if you are becoming an entrepreneur or you don't feel comfortable working at a 9 to 5 where they tell you everything to do and you are doing something of your own, creating your future, your vision, creating your life. It's different, but you need to trust that you're growing. And so every mistake is still good. If you're making a mistake, it's still good because this is the person that you're becoming. It's like a 1 year old that is learning to walk. It's going to crawl first, it's going to do baby steps, and then it's going to be able to run at some point, right? So this is life for us as well. We are making mistakes sometimes in our businesses, in our career decisions, maybe quitting, maybe being hired by something that doesn't make us happy. But everything has a purpose for us to learn that is taking us to a new identity, and we're always changing. So don't resist this new identity, trust the process, and see what can happen. But this is all I wanted to share about in this video. I hope you really like this video. If you like this type of content, I invite you to subscribe, and I would love to see you on my next video. Bye.